The cardinal sin of the Plucky Squire comes down to maybe two sins, I guess. Number one, just being too easy, so that you never feel like you need to overcome anything. But I enjoyed reading it, especially as a dad of a nearly 3-year-old who reads a lot of storybooks. I got that vibe. I understood what they were going for. But sadly, it didn't translate to gameplay. It's this kid's game, so it's this, that, and the other. And I get that, but I think even for a kid's video game, and like so many people are bringing up Zelda or something like that, it's just a bit too brain dead of what it is.
Honestly, I don't think it is. Games have grown into something with so many heads. Like, games are social experiences, games are competitive experiences, games are interactive films, and over the last decade, there's been this massive push to have games recognized as an art form too. But sometimes when I listen to reviewers who are all grown men in their 30s and 40s, I feel like they forget that originally, and still to this day, games are for kids. And that can leave a real blind spot when it comes to understanding what makes a game great for younger audiences. Like over the last year, I've had the pleasure of introducing my 7-year-old cousin to games for the first time. And I was initially surprised to find a lot of the games I thought he would enjoy just weren't a good fit. Unravel and Skylanders were too hard. They had too many buttons for him to wrap his head around fast enough for the experience to be fun. Unravel required twitch reflexes he didn't have yet. Games like Mario that didn't have a fixed camera were a real roadblock. That dexterity of using both the thumbsticks that I take for granted was so alien and off-putting to him. He enjoyed racing games like Jak X because he could ignore the weapons, boosts, and traps, and just enjoy cruising around the map. But the game he loved and came back to over and over was a cheap, licensed Paw Patrol game. To me, it looked beyond easy. The most basic 2D platformer you could imagine. No way to die or lose, nothing to do other than collect these worthless coins. But he was smitten. He loved playing a game where he got to be the characters on the show he watched. And he loved how basic and forgiving the gameplay was. How much it held his hand. Because he needed that to learn. And so yeah, when I played the Plucky Squire, I agreed with all the reviews. It's very easy, the story's incredibly straightforward, and the puzzles are a breeze to solve. But the magic and whimsy of this art style, that looks just like the books I read my cousin when putting him to bed, the level of challenge, the goofy humor, and the straightforward story of friendship, are all things I knew he would really enjoy. The Plucky Squire might be a 6 out of 10 for me, but I instantly knew that it could be a 9 out of 10 for my cousin. And I think that although single-player gamers know they won't see the fun in multiplayer games, and vice versa, I think there is a missing voice in video game conversations when it comes to championing the perfect experiences for those who are just beginning their journey into this medium. Most people's first game isn't going to be God of War or Assassin's Creed. It's going to be something where they can dip their toes in and see if they find the same love that we did, where they develop those initial skills. That person's first game could be the Plucky Squire.